how do you balance like figuring out whether you should live your life and also have a good career? You know, how do you balance that?
Well, I think one of the chapters in the book is a letter to my kids about power laws. And what I explain is that everything in life is a power law. So take a single year. You may work 50 weeks of the 52 weeks, but if you take an amazing vacation for 2 weeks, you look back at that year and you're like, I remember 2024, I went to Iceland and I went in a volcano. We took a helicopter, you know, we went in the Blue Lagoon, like you like name all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's only 2 weeks of the whole year, but you remember the extraordinary moment. And so it's like, you know, a very small percentage of the time, but it was so amazing that you get that power law outcome.
Right.
Everyone knows the power law in investing, you know, kind of only 5% or so of the investments actually make up the bulk of the returns. But if you think of relationships being very similar, there's some people who want to be friends. I have 400 friends. And you're like, you don't even know their last name. That's not your friend, right?
Yeah,
it's just the guy you happen to see every time you go to the bar. But like, that's not a real friend. And so instead, the people that I respect the most in life and I think kind of are happiest are the people who may say, you know what? I don't have a lot of friends. I have 6 really, really good friends. I know everything about them. They know everything about me. Like these are my best friends. And so again, it's a small number, but it gives you the bulk of the outcome. And so once you start to see the power law, you can see that in everything you do, whether it's how do I live an extraordinary life in terms of vacations and experiences. Maybe it's at work. You know, one of the things at work that people always kind of mistake, the decisions you make on a day-to-day basis will not usually have a very big outcome on how good the year goes. In hindsight, at the end of the year, you can usually look back and it's like 2 decisions, 3 decisions, 1 decision. It's not, I made 365 decisions this year and like, look how the year turned out. And so you want to get the really big things right. And then you kind of want to not screw up the small things. And so once you start to see that power law, it really pushes you and say, okay, well, if I have 5 years left in my life, I don't need to go do something insane and extraordinary every single day. What are 5 things that I would do between now and when I would die? Go do those 5 things and maybe do 1 a year, or maybe it's 10 things, or maybe it's 20 things. Okay. That's 1 a quarter every year for 5 years.
Right.
Pretty manageable when you see it that way, right? Rather than, oh my God, I'm going to die in 5 years. Let's go do something insane today. Okay, tomorrow, let's go do something insane. Like it's just not really tenable to kind of approach life that way.